Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications as I'm sharing everyday grant contents for you. Alright, in this video we're going to continue with open close principle. This is the second principle of solid principles, and it is really important one. Okay, what is the open close principle? Um, we can say confidently software entities should be open for extension but closed for modification. What does that mean? So it's telling us basically, just imagine yourself create an application and you have some client feedbacks, and those feedbacks is telling you add some features into your existing current project. So to do that, according to open close principle, you shouldn't touch your existing codes. You only need to do is add new features. So how we do that? Okay, now I'm going to explain on Visual Studio, but first of all, I'm going to show you the bad example, then we're going to convert it to a good example. Okay, let's go to Visual Studio now. Where's my Visual Studio? Here we go. Alright, let's switch to the development branch. Perfect. Let's create a new project. Console application. Next. YouTube dot solid dot open close principles. Yep, let's continue. Here we go. Let's close that one. Let me have a look. It must be a focus button around here. Where is the focus? I just focus on my existing application scope to this. Yeah, if you click the scope to this, by the way, you're just able to see the your current application. Okay, let's delete hello world. I'm going to create a new class. Alright, let's give a name house planner. Okay, we're going to create a small basic application which is going to calculate building area for a house. Okay, Control RG, let's make it public, and public return value is going to be integer. Let's say area calculator. So I need my application to ask me a room quantity. So how many room? The room quantity is important to calculate the square meter of a building. Room quantity, comma, and let's say now I'm going to create an enum here to define room types. Room types, let's say type. Alright. Let's define an enumerator now. Public enum room types. So let's say small. So we can have small, medium, or large rooms. Perfect. Let's fill our method now. So I need the initial value of my total value of my building area. So let's say int house, or let's say total area square meter. The initial one is 0 because we didn't calculate nothing yet. So I'm going to assign a default shared, common places area. Let's say shared place area square meter. let's say 25 square meter. Yep. Let's continue with this switch now. Types. All right. Case. Um, types dot. Not that one. Sorry. Room types dot. Oops. Small. I'm going to fill the methods later. First of all, let's fill our switch section. Case room types dot large break again, and we have a default as well. Let's break it again. Okay, control KD. What is the problem here? Yep, control KD. Okay, if room type is small, I want my application to calculate the area, house, no, not the house, total area square meter must be room quantity multiple 15 square meter. So it means each room is 15 square meter plus shared place area. So it gives us total area. Alright, perfect. Let's copy. It's a basic application. I'm just trying to show you how can we use open close principle. Alright, let's copy and paste, and let's change for medium, let's say 18, and let's say 23 for the large. Perfect. And return value is going to be total area square meter. Perfect. So we have a method in our hands. Let's see how it's working, and then actually this is a how can I say, this is a bad example. I'm going to show why it is a bad example, but before that, let's see is if it's our application working or not. Okay, let's go back, but before that, I'm going to change the name house planner bad, because this is a bad example. Okay, house planner, yeah, house planner bad. I'm going to give a name builder because we're going to build our new house. All right, var total is builder dot area calculator, and it is asking us a room quantity. Let's say it's a 5-room house, and room types is, let's see the all room types. Okay, so I'm going to start with the small one. Perfect. Let's say total small, total medium, and total large. Medium and large. Alright, let's see the result with console right line. I'm going to use my $sign to double quote. Okay, let's say small house is total small square meter, yeah. And let's say medium house total medium square meter, and let's say large house. Actually, why I'm typing all of them in one section, let's copy and paste medium house. This is a medium house. Yep. and this is a large house, right? Let's say large, total large, and let's say large house. It's much better, I think. Yeah, let's delete it. Perfect. Let's have a look our application set as start a project. Let's have a look the result now. As you can see, this is the result of our building calculation. Perfect. Now, why it is a bad example? Just imagine your client using this application to calculate their building area, but they want you to add another feature for X large house. So what you're supposed to do then? Let's go back our class. You need to modify your method. To do that, you need to add another case, and to do that, you need to modify your enum X large and case room types dot X large. Yep, let's delete this one. Okay. As you can see, I'm modifying my existing code. Let's say 28. So we have X large now, but I modified it. Let's see the result. Then I'm going to show the solution, how we able to use our open close principle. Okay, function, but before that, total X large. Okay, let's have a look quickly. As you can see, we add X large house, but we had to modify our existing code. So how can we prevent this? Okay, now I'm going to create a new class, and I'm going to show you with a good example. House planner, good. Okay, let's make it public. Control RG. Let's come back to bad section. The crucial site in this method, the switch case. Switch case always cause problems while you're trying to create your method fit for the open close principle. So now we're not going to use the switch case method. Instead of, we're going to create our um, each interfaces for each method. So then we able to actually we create one interface, and we going to implement this interface with the different classes. So we're able to use those interfaces to create a result. Let me show you. Okay, let's create an interface first. Interface, let's say I'm gonna make it public. Public interface I house planner. Okay, so I need this method, right? Yeah, let's copy. Now we're not going to use anymore. I'm going to delete it. This is our method. Now we're going to implement these interfaces to our calculations. Okay, let's create our classes for each room type. In the first hand, it might be we are typing a lot of more codes, but for the future time, it allows you to extend your application without modifying it. Okay, public class small house calculator. implement from iHouse planner. Let's implement interface. Here we go. Alright, we're going to return room quantity. So what was our calculation? Let me have a look. This is our calculation, right? Okay. Control C. Okay. I'm going to type this manually for shared area. Perfect. This is our area calculator method just for the small house calculator class. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste for medium and large. Let's say medium and let's say large. Okay, now I'm going to change the calculation. It must be 18 and it must be 23. Let me have a look. 18 and 23, correct. These are shared square methods. So we have three different methods belong to three different classes. Let's minimize them. Perfect. And we have an interface. So these interfaces implemented by our calculation classes. All right. Let's continue our main class. Now I'm going to create my area calculator method, and it is going to ask us room quantity and room type. To do that, I'm going to implement here my interface. So I'm going to give my house type. All right, let's enter. Return value is going to be house type dot area calculator room quantity. It means when I call this method, I'm going to give my room quantity and the house type, which is small, medium, or large house. I'm going to call one of those classes in here, exactly here. Then once I define my class, this class going to call the area calculator coming from my interface and give the room quantity exactly coming from my area calculator and do the calculation and return me as an integer. This is how it's going to work. Alright, now let's continue with in our program says I'm going to make this section command line. Okay, house planner goods builder new house planner goods, or yeah, let's continue. Let's say var total small builder dot area calculator, and it is asking us a room quantity. I'm going to use 3 room, and it is asking me a house type, so I'm going to use a polymorphism. It is asking me a iHouse planner, but I'm going to create a small house calculator because it is using inheritance between these two objects. Okay, so it's going to be a small house calculator, area calculator. Let me have a look. Just small, no, just small house calculator, I guess. Let me have a look quickly. Yeah, this is how it's going to be. Okay, I gave them a small house calculator. Perfect. Let's copy and paste with the total medium and total large. I'm going to create the medium one and the large one. All right. Let's copy this section here as well. uncomment, perfect. And we don't have X large. I'm going to make this section comment again. Okay, let's see the result, if it's working or not. As you can see, it is working. Small house is 70, medium house is 79, large house is 94 square meter. Perfect. Let's use the same scenario with the previous one. You release your application. After about 6 months later, you got some feedbacks and your clients are asking you add some feature and they need to calculate X large houses as well. So you need to add new feature to your application. Let's go back our house planner good class. All you need to do is adding new class. You're not touching your existing class, you're not touching your interface, you're not touching your previous class, and you're not touching your house planner class. All you need to do is adding new class X large house calculator, and you're going to implement I house planner. Implement your interface. Let's do our calculation. Return. I'm going to copy and paste this section. All right. And this is 28. Yeah, 28. Let's use 28 square meter for X large house. All you need to do is adding new features. As you can see, we did not touch nothing. Let's go back to program CS file. Let's add our X large. X large house calculator. Uncomment this section. Total X large. I'm going to use the same with the previous one. Let's do the X large. Okay. Let's have a look to result now. As you can see, we add very quickly new feature. X large house, 109 square meter as a result. Perfect. I assume you understand how we are using open and close principle. In fact, we have another solution, which is much more efficient if we compare with the interface. These are delegates, guys. Now I'm going to show this example using with the delegates. Let's make this section command line. Let's go back to house planner code section. Now I'm going to convert this interface section to delegate. So I don't need interface anymore. Let's delete it. Control KD. So we need to remove those interfaces from our classes. Perfect. We have methods and all methods receiving same variable and returning same variable. So it gives us a clue we can use delegates. All right. Let's come to extra large as well. Perfect. Let's come to our method. So in this method, we need a room quantity, and now we don't have an interface. So I'm going to add a delegate here. In C#, we have some built-in delegates. The one of them is function delegate. Here we go. This is the function delegate. So I'm going to give an integer, which is asking an integer, and the return is going to be integer as well. So we have one integer coming inside and we have one integer coming outside. So let's say this calculate delegate. Alright, so we have a calculate delegate. Right now I'm going to delete this return value, and now I'm going to call calculate delegate and return integer. So how did I understand this is going to be room quantity? It's easy. Let's open our brackets, and it is asking us an integer value as a variable. So I'm going to give room quantity as a variable, and as a result, I'm going to have an integer result. As you can see, we're going to give this room quantity here, and we're going to return another integer. And this is the second integer we define in our function delegate. Okay, let's come to the program CS file and try to use this delegate now. House planner good, builder with delegate, new house planner good. Okay, let's say var total small, builder with delegate dot. We have an area calculator. Let's open a bracket. It is asking us a room quantity. Let's say 4 room, and there is a delegate here now. So we need to give a method. Alright, so I'm going to create a new small house calculator, which is my class dot. My method is area calculator. All done. It is telling me there is a method which is located a small house calculator object. And to use that calculator, I created a new object of the small house calculator, and I use this method for this delegate. Okay, I'm going to create all of them for medium, large, and X large. Medium, large, and X large. Let's say medium, large, and X large. Alright, let's see the results now. You might thinking what is the difference between the interfaces. After I show you the results on screen, I'm going to tell you what the difference between the interfaces. And delegate is, I can confidently say, much more flexible if you compare with the interfaces. Okay, let's see the results now. As you can see, we reach this results again. Alright, now let's try to add new feature to stick with the open close principle. Okay, let's go to the good again. So I need to add another class, public class mini house calculator. This is another class, all right? I'm going to copy my method. All I need to change 15 to, for example, 12. Okay, let's go back our program CS file. Let's say var total mini builder with delegate area calculator 4 rooms new mini house calculator and area calculator mini house total mini. Let's have a look at the result. As you can see, we didn't touch anything about from our existing codes. We just add a new feature, and this is our mini house square meter. Perfect. I assume you understand. When it came to difference between the interface and delegates, now I'm going to show you. If you would like to try a new feature, um, but if you don't want to create a new class, you can try and you can build your anonymous class in your coding. Okay, let's say total mansion, which is really big house. I'm going to use build with delegate area calculator, and it has 15 rooms, and each rooms has um, more square meter than the X large houses. So X large has 28 square meter if you remember, but now I'm going to add more square meter for each room. But I don't want to create a new class in this section. I just would like to try a new value before I create my feature, for example. This is one of scenario, okay? All I need to use linking methods. X when I say X, yeah, let's go inside, okay? This X means, as you can see, parameter integer X. It means, guys, how can I say, this is our method. So I can give a ready method, or I can create a new method here. So I'm going to return X multiply, all right? What was my square meter? This is the mention, right? I'm going to use 35 square meter for each room, and I have 25 shared area normally, but in this section the house is really big, so I'm going to add 50 meter for square meter for shared area. Let's finalize our method, and let's have a look. Total mansion. This is a mansion. Alright, let's have a look at the result now. As you can see, 575 square meter for this building, for this mansion. So how did we do that? As you can see, this is really flexible. Instantly, you can create an anonymous method with the delegates, and you can use this delegate in your method. This is why we are using delegates in our projects. Alright guys, I assume you understand how we are using open close principle. It's really important while you're creating your project, and hopefully you understand all of them what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to finish this lesson here. Before finishing my lesson, I'm going to push everything to my local repository. Let's open our Git branch. Where's my Git branch? Manage branches. But before that, let's go to Git changes. Let's say, what was the previous one? Simple responsibility principle. Open close principle. Alright. Commit them all. Perfect. Let's switch to the main section. Right click on the merge them into main. There is no conflict. Merge them all. Perfect. Our project is in main branch right now. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. If you have any question, please drop comment below the video, and if you crush the like button, I will be really appreciated. It really motivates me to create new content. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.